Hello everyone, so another Gundam Breaker video. So if you've already seen the other videos, this is more or less just covering the next step, really. Because we've already gone over what were fears in the open demo. I don't care whether people call it a beta, it was a demo because of how close it was to the launch. So we had the demo, now we've got really bad news from the Japanese version. All kinds of stuff wrong with the game, which we talked about previously. So now the conversation really needs to flip to what the hell went wrong. And to be honest, from my perspective, from having worked in this kind of stuff before, I honestly think that it comes down to deadlines and that they did not want to change the deadline on it. It must have been that, and this is all assumptions, that there was a certain deadline that they had set that they didn't want to push back any further than the already done not PS4, Steam one. It must have been they wanted to capitalize on summer sales, so they didn't want to push it back any further. They thought, right, this is the perfect time to drop it, and they did not give the team adequate time to fix everything. Guaranteed the team will probably know about most of these issues, and hopefully we'll try and address them quickly in the future. I imagine, especially from the responses, they're going to be looking at this and thinking, oh god, we need to get this into a fixed state. Let's release some patches as soon as possible. At least that's what I'd be doing round about now. I said it might have a day one patch. I'm not entirely sure. I've not seen anything about that yet, which means if there wasn't a day one patch, it means that they were too busy focused on the launch than actually fixing the bugs that are in it, which means that now they've got to do this kind of very slowed down approach to development where while they're building the next suits to add as DLC, because they said that was going to be free, they've then got to also be fixing issues at the same time. So I imagine like this first month is going to be trying to fix a lot of the gripes, because they will not like the fact that they're hardly getting any money off this thing, although it's getting refunded left, right and centre. Honestly, in terms of selling in the West, I don't think it will sell as many copies in the West as it has done in Japan. It's like that for a lot of Asian-based games, especially like Armored Core and things. They tend to sell kind of reasonably in the US and places like that, but in terms of the main install base, it'll be Japan. So if they really annoy people in Japan, which they seem to have, then they'll probably react to it a lot quicker. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the English release as a result of this, because they've put so much effort into it, but they've obviously delayed it. So, at this point, it's not looking good. I honestly feel like this is the publisher's fault for pushing it out the door way too fast and not taking concerns from the team into account when it comes to how well this would be received with the massive amount of changes that have been done to the game, especially because of the fact of, like we were seeing in previous videos, they've not paid enough attention to the smaller details. I don't know whether it's the same team that's done this one, but basically like we've seen before in other articles and comments and things, the thing's been gutted left, right and centre, and people are now cancelling the pre-orders en masse, so that's not going to be good for them anyway. I honestly think that it's in their best interest to react sooner rather than later, and that's what I am going to assume for the moment is going to happen, because it's a safe bet at this point. It's a case of reacting to negative feedback and how many sales you will or won't get based on, you know, pre-orders and day one sales from launch. They know that if word gets round like this, like with these videos and articles about it, that they're not going to get much money from it. So as a company, you would assume and expect them to be working pretty quickly on a fix. Anyway, I just thought I'd drop this. Let's get talking about this in the comments again. We've had some really good discussions and people chiming in on Gundam Breaker recently, so yeah, leave a comment down below on what you think they should do or what you expect them to do now, and we'll take it from there. And I'll keep an eye on this because it's a very, very crazy situation, and it seems to be developing all the time with more people chiming in. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you next time.